Nestled into Eastern Europe lies the country of Hungary, known very well for its authentic dishes. Authentic Hungarian dishes are definitely not, though, for somebody who would be on a diet, because the dishes tend to be heavy and fatty, but when something's heavy and fatty, their flavor is rich and there's good aroma and texture, so that compensates for the excessive calorie take. Most of Hungarian food contains paprika. Paprika is grown all throughout Hungary, and it is a major crop that they have there. Lard, onions, garlic, sour cream, and cottage cheese are also very well-known ingredients in a lot of their food. Around 500 AD, the Magyar tribes migrated and settled down near the River Don. They got into contact with the Turks and Bulgarians, and they learned much of their cooking from them, which is all how Hungarian food got started.
Paprika is the most important ingredient in Hungarian cuisine. The Turks introduced it during their rule in the 16th and 17th centuries. It was first just like an ordinary plant that decorated gardens of other people. Then shepherd and herdsmen came in contact with invaders who started their spice meals with their fiery powder, and then paprika eventually got into the kitchens of the peasants, and then eventually aristocrats started tasting their meals with their delicious paprika and said, I want this for myself, and then they started to use the paprika, and then by the 19th century it became the dominant spice in Hungarian kitchens and restaurants. In Hungary, breakfast and dinner are the smallest meals of the day, while lunch is the biggest meal of the day, and it usually starts around 1. Lunch in Hungary usually has several courses. There's always a soup, there's always some type of meat dish, and always a side dish, usually followed by a pastry and a cup of coffee. A pastry and a cup of coffee is something, though, that you would normally eat for breakfast. However, they eat it all throughout the day. The pastry we decided to make was called Hungarian karakak, and the story behind that is they put it in their Christmas baskets, and it's eaten all over Hungary around Christmas time. It's a very simple little pastry. There is a pie dough type dough at the bottom with some type of cream cheese mixture on top. We made the tangy lemon mixture on top. On top of the creamy mixture, we put some almonds on top, and then we baked it in the oven for approximately 15 minutes. Once it had come out of the oven, we took it out to let it cool. There are so many different types of soups you can eat throughout Hungary. The kind that we chose to make was the Hungarian mushroom soup. It's very easy to make. There's not a whole lot of ingredients in it, and it just mixes together in an open air style, so it's delicious and the aroma fills the entire room. Here we added the beef stock and the soy sauce and mixed it together with a little bit of milk for the creamy texture that the soup does have. The soup cooks in a big open pot so it can fill the entire room with its aroma. So what exactly is Hungary's potato and egg casserole? It's a big potato casserole layered with hard-boiled eggs and ham or sausage bits or slices. The top is sprinkled with paprika, which gives the dish a smoky and peppery aroma and flavor. Potato and egg casserole is Hungary's most favorite comfort food. It contains a generous amount of sour cream along with potatoes and smoked Hungarian sausage, and it gives it a really rich and creamy taste. Traditionally, this food is served to the Hungarian Jews during the 9 days. These are the first 9 days of the month of Av, when the Orthodox Jews refrain from eating meat in remembrance of the destruction of their temple. As you can see here, all the potatoes have been chopped up and are ready for boiling. Once the potatoes have been boiled, you add the sour cream and all the other stuff together and you mix it over the pan, not on the heat. Once completely finished, it's put in the pan, sprinkled with paprika, and put straight into the oven for cooking. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes for it to be done. Paprikash is one of the most popular dishes in Hungary besides goulash. Paprikash consists of a meat with some peppers and lots of paprika. I mean, it's even in the name. and you usually make this sauce and put it over top of noodles. First you have to brown the meat and add the peppers and the onions. As you can see, the same step is being shown but just from a different camera angle. Once the meat is done browning, you add some beef broth, some sour cream, and some spices, mostly paprika to it, and then you mix the noodles in that you've already cooked. Right here is the perfect Hungarian dinner. Soup, paprikash, potatoes, an egg casserole, and a dessert. How much better can it get? So to sum it all up, Hungarian cuisine is not very healthy. There's lots of paprika, and it has a really rich history since it comes all back from the Turks when they were invaded. The secret behind the reputation of Hungarian cuisine is that nothing is set in stone. People in their kitchens in Hungary can make their own dishes, make their own amount of spices that they put into it into flavor. So every person that lives in Hungary can have a slightly different tasting dish than the next. Hungarian cuisine is very unique, and it is very delicious. I hope everybody someday gets to enjoy Hungarian cuisine.